You just flip on Netflix and whatever everybody else is watching, that's what you're watching, and you're giving your money to people who really despise your values. Well, what we've decided to do here.
All right, now enough of this. Enough of this.
With a film.
You get the thing. I just
it looks like on cinema.
Yeah, it looks like for the listeners here, like
they got the popcorn machine.
A jar of Twizzlers and then a jar of Skittles. They're all wearing fucking tuxedos and patent leather shoes, but then there's just like a buffet.
There's also a cigar store Indian in the background.
Yeah, what the fuck?
This feels
basement. Whose dad's basement is this?
This feels exactly like Christopher Moltisanti pitching his movie about like a serial killing mob man.
And just one other thing, it's like the Chiron, it like the set, and not just the set, but the brains behind the words are exactly identical to the On Cinema Oscar specials. Like, everything about it is perfect. But there's a chyron on the bottom that just says "Take back our culture," and they view this movie as their attempt to take back the culture by producing something that has a skein, a sort of a sheen of conservative politics to it. But like as Ben Shapiro says, it's like nonetheless, you can watch it on Netflix with your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Wait, can I just point out one thing on the set that I just noticed?
Yeah.
They have a bell jar full of pipes on the table, like smoking pipes.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
That's distinguished. That's elegant.
Yeah, this is like what I think my clubhouse would be when I was like 5.
Yeah. This is the intersection of class and swag right here. This is
Yeah, that's basically like that place looks like Neverland Ranch if Michael Jackson molested middle-aged white men.
Oh my God! Instead of offering them wine, he just gets your uncle in there, and he's like, "Hey, want a Cuban?
Yeah.
Want a cigar?
You want a huge bucket of popcorn?
You want to say, hey, this is Jesus' dick. Suck on that.
My uncle didn't get molested by Michael Jackson, but he had really intimate, like, emotional connections with them, and then just moved on to older uncles.
I do want to say though
Bob
that
Seger's in that room if you want to go meet him.
So yeah, the set is identical to On Cinema, and I do love that they're all smoking cigars, because like that is like the sort of middle-aged conservative guy affectation of being cool. It's like, yeah, I'm not just a conservative. I'm not just like some front of the class kid who's been bringing a Snap briefcase to fucking grade school. I got a little bit loose here. I like to put a big turd in my mouth and suck on it. But I do want to note though that this movie is currently at 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I swear to God, if the Daily Wire were not involved in distributing this movie, there is no way it would be rated that low.
No,
considering
like
the shit that gets fucking like Hosannas, the absolute garbage that the fucking streaming services put out that gets like critical acclaim, absolutely ridiculous.
No, I mean, I actually think like if they didn't do their cool production where they're all wearing fucking tuxedos and like didn't like if they didn't like if they created a shell company basically and were like, this isn't a Daily Wire movie, like I think they would eventually succeed in sort of shifting the culture right if you just made more. Because the move isn't to make like, I mean, Mel Gibson makes movies that are sometimes have like conservative undertones, and it's the same with Clint Eastwood. But it's like you don't change the culture necessarily with Oscar bait or near Oscar bait. You change it with like, the movies that imbeciles like rent from Redbox or watch on Netflix, and this is one of those movies. Like that 25%, like I completely agree. I have seen like this movie sucks. But I have seen people rave over much shittier movies. And there's no reason why, they did crack the code. They cracked the code of what the average Indiana Opana residue liquor likes in a movie. I mean, they could make more of these.
That's why we're here. We're here to raise that Rotten Tomatoes number up.
Let's get it up, folks.
That's what I'm here for.
Get it up to 50%. By the end of this episode,
I just
If
think
Ben
it's
Shapiro promises to put squibs back in movies, he could literally be in charge of Hollywood. I don't give a fuck.
well, I mean, I read one review where it was just like it's impossible to separate this movie from like the truly terrible people who produce it. And I'm like, what?
Yes, you can. Are you a baby?
Unlike every other Hollywood movie that's produced.
Anyway, time to watch X-Men First Class.
Yeah. Annie Hall sitting at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.